Hello, hello. Good morning. Oh my goodness. Welcome to this special episode of Real Talk. This is a Jump into July special episode. Go ahead and say hi on the chat and type Jump into July if you're part of our Jump into July challenge right now. If you don't know about it, you can go to jumpintojuly.com and get in on the good stuff. Now, this episode was quite a surprise to me. I do love movement and exercise. I know that exercise always makes me feel better. I have never regretted moving my body. And so if you're part of the Jump into July challenge, just go ahead and type Jump into July. And if you're not a part of it, go to jumpintojuly.com, get signed up. It's for the month of July that we are going to hold each other accountable to doing little bits of movement to build some flexibility in our bodies, to stress less, to dissipate that stagnant energy that tends to accumulate in our bodies. And today's episode is a funny one. It's 5-minute abs. And I am not a personal trainer, so please enter this with me, respecting your body, your injuries, knowing that I am not a trained professional in this, but I want to share with you my favorite exercises to strengthen your lower belly without crunches or sit-ups. And it's only going to be 5 minutes, so I hope you'll do it with me. And hey, Dina and Jerry and Hannah and Aubrey and Shireen, yay, welcome, so happy you're here. So little context for this before we begin. When I was in college, I had no TV. So when I visited my parents in Philadelphia, I'd stay up all night and flip through channels. I mean, it's so addictive. You just want to see if there's anything good on, which there never was. 900 channels and sadly nothing good. But one late night, I couldn't sleep. And I found myself deliriously sucked into an infomercial promising flabby abs be gone with one of these kind of weird contraptions, you know, like 1995 promising that if you just breathe and suck it in with this thing, it will just vacuum up all of your fat and your kangaroo pooch. Yeah, so I bought it, I tried it, it didn't work. I've tried various other ways of getting a strong core, and here's what I've learned. Brutalizing myself with a million crunches mostly just gave me a backache, and watching YouTube videos with Jillian Michaels that promise 6 weeks to six-pack abs motivated me to binge eat while watching other people work out really hard. Anyone? So for years, I had this kind of pregnant belly. I was relatively thin in most other areas of my body, in my arms and in my legs. In fact, I had kind of chicken legs, but disproportionately balloony in my belly. Yeah, balloony, that's a real word, which repeatedly led me to that awkward, unwanted social interaction where both men and women acquaintances or strangers would spontaneously congratulate me for growing a human in my balloon belly. Which might be very sweet if I had a human inside of my belly at that time, but totally humiliating when you do not, which I did not. Does that ever happen to you? Anyone ever ask you if you're pregnant and you're totally not? That sucks. The first time it happened, I corrected them and said, oh, I'm not pregnant. And for what seemed like an eternity, we both stood frozen, mutually mortified. So the second time and the third time, I just smiled and someone would say, oh, congratulations. For what? Oh, your belly, you're pregnant. And then I just smile and say, oh, thank you. Yes. So I just resigned that I was never going to follow through on flabby abs be gone or 6 weeks to six-pack abs. It was just not going to happen. Everything changed for me at one of our live events called HCI Live. If you're currently in BHC, go ahead and just type BHC into the chat. That's our Become a Health Coach program. So if you're in BHC, just go ahead and type BHC. Or if you're considering BHC, type considering BHC. BHC stands for Become a Health Coach, and this is our 6-month professional training. Greta, what? Hi, Greta. Greta was my college roommate. Hey, everyone. Erica, Holly, hey. So if you're in the Become a Health Coach training, just type BHC, or if you're considering BHC, go ahead and type that in. Now, you may have been to HCI Live, and if you haven't, then that's included in your tuition. It's 3 days live in person, amazing event. And one year, we're at HCI Live. I'm in a nice dress, but I've got my belly pooch, which I had finally resigned to just having. And at the very end of the event, this woman comes up to me and says, "This was the most amazing 3 days I've ever had for myself and my business, so I want to thank you. And I have a question for you. Are you open to answering this question?" I don't know. I guess so. And she says, "Do you feel tightness in your pelvis?" And I thought, okay, that's an interesting question. And I said, yes, actually, you know, this spot, if you can see me here, is like right in here. And then she says, well, that's because you have a weak belly. And after standing all day long, like in the beginning of the day, you know, it probably is a little bit more engaged. But as the day goes on, especially if you're wearing high heels or boots or something like that, it's like you tend to kind of go like this, and the stomach just prolapses out and causes all this strain in the pelvis. And as the day goes on, you get more and more tired, and the abs just kind of go bleh. And she was so right. She just nailed it. And so then I'm standing there kind of in awe at this creature who appeared before me and seems to know my big problem. And she says, "I can help you with that." And I said, okay, well, that would be great. So she became my personal trainer. But in the first session, I was so surprised that we did some really simple exercises. It wasn't about crunches or sit-ups or anything like that. So I want to take you through a few of the exercises that we've been doing together, and now she's been my personal trainer for years, and I've gotten so much more core strength in just a few minutes. Now, I am not a gym rat, I don't work out a lot, and yet I'm in better shape now than I was when I was 25, and I'm 43. So, and I have a stronger core. But this isn't about flat abs, although that might be a nice bonus benefit, but that's not what the goal is here that I'm bringing to you. This is about really strengthening your core, your back, both physically and metaphorically. So are you ready? Are you ready? We're going to do this together, and it's just going to be a few minutes. So, and it's going to be real simple. Anyone can participate in this, and I'll tell you a few modifications. Disclaimer, remember, I am not a personal trainer. I am not a fitness professional. I am, however, a health coach, but please respect your injuries, know your body, all that, you know? And my form may not be perfect, but I'm just going to tell you the best of what I know and what I do, and let's just be silly sisters and brothers together. So let's start with a little warm-up. Okay, here's got my little carpet. Okay, Are you going to do this with me? Because it feels embarrassing if you don't. Okay, we're going to start with a little cat and cow. So most people know this exercise, and just on all fours, right? So on all fours, relax the shoulders down. You're going to draw the belly in just slightly so that you're not arched quite like that. And then on the inhale, you'll start with the tailbone and lift the tailbone towards the ceiling, and then look up. So it's an inhale. And on the exhale, starting with the bottom of the tailbone, again, we're going to start to tuck under and draw the belly button towards the heavens. And this is where you activate your core, your lower belly, you're activating. And then inhale, take it up again. Lifting the heart, relaxing the shoulders, and then exhaling, draw it in so that core is strong here. It's strong, pulling back towards the spine, towards the ceiling, and then again, leading with the tailbone. We're just warming up. Now we can take this just a little bit faster so we're getting some flexibility in the spine, right? So let's do a few more. You guys keep going just like that. And flexibility is power. I think having a flexible spine is one of the best things you can do to feel centered, to feel grounded, to feel aligned with your core. Rigidity is stagnation. Having a flexible spine is like Teflon to stressful beliefs. So we're exercising, undulating that spine, and at the same time warming up that lower belly. Okay. If you're driving, do not do this. Karen, I see you are driving. No doing this while driving, please. Okay, back to all fours again, neutral spine. This is what I call bird dog. So bird dog, it's a little awkward to get your brain to do this for a moment, but let's try it. So it's going to be lifting opposite arm and leg, like flying it out. So reach that arm forward, reach that other leg back. Now, the thing is here, it's really tempting to just let the belly go and pop the hip out. That's one of my issues. But what we're going to do here is you're going to draw that core in, activate the core. You're almost pulling it towards this low back. There's a little string there that's pulling it up towards the ceiling. Opposite arm and leg. Keep your hips square to the ground, and see I'm already popping out. I'm going to draw the tailbone down a little bit so that I can get that lower belly engaged. See if you can lift the back leg just a little bit more. Push down with your left hand. So I'm lifting right arm, left leg, pushing down with that left hand. Then we're going to lower and lift the other side. Same thing, push away from the floor, and this will help you engage your abs. So push away from the floor. Inhale, lift arm and leg, draw that belly in, and exhale, lower. Inhale, other side, lift it up. Okay, notice if you're sinking in the shoulders or hunching the shoulders up, draw the shoulders away from the ears, push down with that right hand, draw the belly in. You might need to tuck your tailbone down just a little bit. And let's go ahead with one more on each side. Okay, so inhale, lift. And as you exhale, draw that belly in. Push away from the floor. And lower down. Okay, let's come on down to the floor. Make sure that you can see me here. How's it going? Let's see, how are you guys doing? Let's come down to the floor. Okay, you can have your arms, elbows parallel, or if you want to clasp your hands, you can do it that way. I like to have mine parallel. And this time, what you're going to do is you're going to inhale, so your belly presses against the floor. And then as you exhale, squeeze your belly to your spine, and then just slightly curl your tailbone under so it lifts that low belly, right? So we're just going to do a couple of practice rounds like this. So inhale, let your belly push against the floor, and as you exhale, you're gonna draw the belly back towards the spine. So it almost lifts your lower pelvis up just a little bit. Let's try that. Inhale, pushing the belly against the floor, and exhale. You curl it under, and then you'll notice you push into your knees just a little bit, and it gives you that lift, okay? So this time we're gonna lift it a little higher. Inhale, press the belly against the floor. And exhale, you start to round under. And it's the movement of the lower belly that pulls up towards the ceiling that lifts you up. So we're lifting from the belly. Inhale. And exhale. Now we're gonna lift all the way up. More, more, more. Go ahead and pull the belly towards the spine. Belly towards the spine. Tuck your pelvis under just a little bit so you can engage those lower abs. And then down, okay? 3 more. Inhale. And exhale. Lift it up. Take a deep breath. Let your belly balloon. And as you exhale, pull it all in tight. And then lower down. 2 more. Inhale, press the belly against the floor. And exhale, lifting up from those lower abs. Engage, activate. Lift it up a little bit more. So it's almost like your lower back rounds a tiny bit. Take a deep breath. Let your belly swell out. So it gets all big. Let it all hang. And then on the exhale, pull it in. And then release down. 1 more. Inhale. And exhale, pulling up from your belly button. And keeping it up here, go ahead and take an inhale. And as you exhale, draw it all in. Ribs draw in close like you're buttoning your vest. Low belly draws back towards the spine. And then exhale. Let's go ahead and take a little space stretch. So heart draws forward. You can slide the elbows back towards your feet, lifting the heart. Take a deep inhale. And exhale. Go ahead and press your right hand, depending on which way you're laying. Press your hand closest to the computer into the floor. Slide the other arm under the armpit. And boom, we're on our backs. How fun is that? So this is a really easy one. Now we get to lay down. Arms go out to a T. And see, you can just windshield wiper your knees like this, side to side, but keep that belly engaged. Now this is the oblique exercise, side to side. If you want it to be a little bit harder, you can lift your knees up to tabletop and do the same thing. I'm not quite as warmed up, so I'm going to keep my feet on the floor and just focus on activating. This is all activating. Now do this with a smile on your face. Notice how good it feels. How present you can be when you're moving your body instead of standing still. Yeah, let the knees just drop side to side. It's kind of both a stretch and an exercise. Now remember to keep that lower belly activated, so it's not this crazy, it's not a big arch there. We're actually keeping the low back close to the floor. Keep that core alive. Keep the breath going. Okay, come back to center. Lift the legs up. And we're going to do toe touches. If you need a modification, keep the legs on the floor. And what you're going to do is inhale, lift the right knee just so that the knee is over the hip. And then on the exhale, lower the foot, pull that core in, lower back stays on the floor, and then inhale, lift up the other knee. And as you exhale, you lower it down slowly. Keeping that low back nice and flat. Inhale, other leg. Now notice the tendency to just let the belly go. My trainer's always telling me like, oh, you lost your core, you lost your core. So again, we're trying to pull the ribs together and pull the belly down. Exhale. If you want it to be a little harder, again, start with both legs up and you'll just do the exercise like this. Okay, I'm gonna do the modified version. So inhale. And then exhale, lower down. Inhale. Exhale, lower down. You see I'm keeping my hands on my belly because it just helps me know if I'm really engaging or if I'm losing contact. So inhale, other leg. Belly's trying to kiss the spine. Inhale, lift. Keep that belly engaged. Low back to the floor. On the exhale, lower down. Inhale. And exhale. Let's do one more. Inhale. And on the exhale, pulling it all together. Go ahead and hug the knees into the chest. Roll side to side. Yeah. Keeping that smile on your lips, corners of the mouth turned up. And if you want, roll up and down. And let's bring ourselves to standing. All right. How's everybody doing so far? We got one more thing to complete this. Okay, good. You're all still with me. Fantastic. So this last little bit is called the arms of triumph. Okay, so here we go. Is arms go up. Did you know that all over the world, the universal symbol of triumph in every language is this? Victory. When people win a race, woo! When something great happens to them, woo! When they get a new car, yeah! So this is priming us for an amazing day to give our great gifts, to activate our best energy. So we're gonna do a little exercise with the arms of triumph. So it's an inhale, and then it's gonna be kind of an explosive exhale. It goes, so it's an inhale, but the trick is keep that core engaged. We just did all that good priming and activation. So no letting the belly just prolapse out and be jelly belly. Is that it's gonna actually be engaged here. So remember, wake up abs, wake up sleepy abs. Back to victory. And we're gonna do 10 breaths like that. So inhale. Keep it engaged. Close your eyes if you want. Keep feet firmly planted on the floor. Shoulders relaxed, jaw relaxed, forehead melting, scalp relaxed, but open, heart open. Drop the tailbone a little bit, legs are engaged, and that low belly is engaged. Okay. Keep the arms up again. Relax the shoulders. Have your eyes open, but a relaxed focus. Think of something you're grateful for. You might think of someone's smile. You might think of a moment, something that happened to you in the last 24 hours, something that happened to you in the last week, or any time in your life. Just pull up a memory that fills you with gratitude. And with that, you can relax your arms, sitting still here, strengthening the best of you, strengthening your love, your generosity, your passion, your creativity, your silliness. See all problems in your life and the world being solved. Not that you're the one solving them, because then you start thinking you have to do it all. Just simply see everything working out for the best, for yourself, for the people closest to you, and then rippling out to your community and the world. See the impact it has. The spontaneous and lasting joy it breeds. Again, draw into gratitude for the blessings you will live and give today. Now think of what you would like to accomplish today or in your life, a goal you want to make real. See yourself as having achieved it. It's already done. It's a done deal. Any obstacles that you perceived have been taken care of. It's a done deal. A goal you want to make real. Now find in your core that place of excitement. Perhaps it's a little seed. Now let it spread, let it grow, let it amplify. We can turn the dial up. Take a deep breath in. Hands on belly. That ballooning belly is, let it be like a balloon in your belly that then we let the air out, but the air is spontaneous joy erupting. So from the inside, this balloon is just going to go fill your whole being with joy. Smiling from your core and letting it spread. So if you have felt stressed, anxious, or depressed, then it may be time to change your motion. I love that Tony Robbins says, when you want to change the emotion, change the motion. So there's still time to play in our Jump into July. You don't have to be fit. There's no prerequisite for joining. It's simply a community of people holding each other accountable for the month of July. This is not about flat abs or bikini bodies. This is about feeling good, to breathe that joy, to breathe that gratitude, that excitement, so that is the state that we're operating from, and not anxiety, stress, and depression. That we're resetting where we operate from, where we problem solve from. This is going to raise your creativity. It's going to invite more blessings. It's going to have you feel more generous, more grounded, more anchored, more rooted, even intuitive. And this is, for me, the Jump into July challenge has been renewing my faith, because I feel more flexible. I feel more flexible than stuck. So the purpose of life is to enjoy it, and to enjoy it, we've got to create rituals that lift us up, energize us, and prime our best states. If you can't do 5 minutes, how about 1 minute? This isn't about an all or nothing. This is about 1 minute. So ritualize your 1 minute a day. If I'm waiting for the toast to toast, if I want to watch Netflix, guess what I do? I do 1 minute of core and spine. 1 minute. How can you say you can't do 1 minute? 1 minute of core and spine. Can you commit to that? Type yes into the chat if you can commit to 1 minute of core and spine a day. Core and spine, more aligned. It's like a little mantra we can use. Core and spine, more aligned. That was corny. Okay. Debbie says, yeah, I feel great. Thank you. I feel at peace too from within. Yes, we're feeling alive, feeling alive. Take this with you into your day. Thank you for joining.